Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Come on in and take a seat and join us on this beautiful Sunday. So I'd like to welcome you all to the UU Miami. And whether you're here in the sanctuary or joining us online, we're grateful you're with us. Come in, make yourself comfortable, and let's settle into this sacred time we create together. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Dr. Dan Sheridan. I'm a psychologist and the pastor of No Reservations. And today I'm joined by our pianist, George, our soloist, C.J. Weber, our co-leader, Reverend Dr. Harold Marrero, and our reader, Jairo Luque. We gather in this season of Advent guided not by tradition alone, but by our Unitarian, Universalist, pluralist, and humanist values. Our theme is Light Upon a Hill, and each week we light one chalice flame representing the shared light we each bring. For us, Advent is not about waiting for something beyond us. It's about awakening to what is already within and among us. Each week invites us to practice peace, embody joy, cultivate hope, and commit to love. We carry forward ancestral wisdom and reshape it for those who come after us. And if you're new here, welcome. We gather not around a single creed, but around shared values: justice, compassion, curiosity, and care for one another and the earth. We affirm that Black lives matter. We honor science, we believe in gender freedom, bodily autonomy, and the sacred worth of every person. We believe kindness transforms. For those online, we invite you to light a candle or chalice with us. And as we light our flame here, may it connect us all. One community united by hope, intention, and possibility. Please rise as you're able. In this Advent season, we begin our time together by lighting our chalice, the shared flame of Unitarian Universalism. This single light holds the spirit of peace, joy, hope, and love, not as separate candles, but as the radiance we bring into the space through our lives and our commitments. As we light this flame, may it remind us of the light within us, the light among us, and the light we create together in community. Today, we light our chalice for hope, not the bright, triumphant kind, but the kind that flickers gently in the long night. Hope that accompanies grief instead of trying to erase it. Hope that sits beside sorrow, offering presence rather than answers. In the spirit of Hanukkah and Blue Christmas, we honor the courage it takes to simply kindle a small flame when we are unsure it will last. May this flame hold our grief with gentleness and our hope with tenderness. Let us say together, may this light guide us through the long night. Selah.
Please join me now. Please remain standing. And join me now in our unison affirmation. First in English and then in Spanish, the words we projected on the screen. Love is the spirit of this faith, and service is its prayer. In love we agree to dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, and to help one another. El amor es el espíritu de nuestra fe, y el servicio es su oración. En amor acordamos vivir unidos en paz, buscar el conocimiento en libertad y ayudarnos unos al otro. Please remain standing join us in singing our opening hymn, number 6, Just as Long as I Have Breath. Sing with us in body and spirit. The words will be projected on the screen.
Just as long as I have breath, I must answer yes to life. Though with pain I made my way, still with hope I meet each day. If they ask what I did well, tell them I said yes to life. Just as long as vision lasts, I must answer yes to truth. In my dream and in my dark, always that elusive spark. If they ask what I did well, tell them I said yes to truth. Just as long as my heart beats, I must answer yes to love. Disappointment pierced me through, still I kept on loving you. If they ask what I did best, tell them I said see to love.
You may be seated. Well, good morning, friends. Good morning. And welcome to UU Miami. Each week in person and online, we gather to reconnect with each other and with life itself, remembering that kindness and understanding can help heal the world. UU Miami is part of the Unitarian Universalist Association, rooted in open-hearted, open-minded spirit and the ancestral lands of the Tequesta, Seminole, and Miccosukee peoples. Everyone is welcome here, every background, belief, identity, and question. In this space, you'll hear many spiritual languages, nature, science, world traditions, and personal stories. All are part of this shared table. If you're new, we invite you to connect, explore, and belong. Look for our info in your order of service or speak with someone wearing a yellow or orange lanyard. Whoever you are, whatever you seek, you have a place here. Welcome home. Before we continue, we turn to the life of our community. Announcements are more than reminders. They show how we are to care, grow, and serve together. In that spirit, let us share our announcements for today. You have an open invitation to join us for snacks and delightful time of connections and bocaditos. Vegetarian and vegan options are available, and we're also a nut-free campus. If you're inspired to contribute your culinary creations on any Sunday, please reach out to us at sexton@uumiami.org, and let's collaborate to make our gatherings even more special. Board of Trustees meetings this Tuesday. All members are welcome to attend the Board of Trustees meeting. For those who would like to attend in person, we'll be meeting in the Emerson Room. For those joining us online, please join us via Zoom using the link provided in all of our communication platforms. Members wishing to speak should email trustees@uumiami.org at least 24 hours prior to the meeting to be added to the agenda. Our winter pageant is going to be next Sunday. So next Sunday, we'll continue our Advent series here at UU Miami with a celebration of love through a heartwarming RE winter pageant where a curious snowflake named Snow travels from the mountaintop to the seashore in search of meaning, friendship, and belonging. Along the way, she meets Vanessa the squirrel, Shelley the seashell, and Dr. Jesse Quantum, discovering that change and difference are what make life so beautifully connected. This original children's play, written and performed by our UU Miami kids, reminds us that every being is one of a kind, and together we shine even brighter. On the 7/21st at 6 p.m., we'll gather for a special Yule ceremony to honor the turning of the season and the return of light. And on Christmas Eve, at 6:30 p.m., we'll close the season together with a beautiful candlelit service celebrating our commitments to pluralism and love of neighbors. We hope you will join us this season of reflection, renewal, and community as we kindle the light we carry into the world. On Sunday, December 28th, we will celebrate Pajama Sunday at UU Miami, a cozy, reflective, virtual gathering where we show up exactly as we are, in the soft honesty of our pajamas. After a year as heavy and disorienting as 2025, we come together from our living rooms and kitchen tables to name what has been hard for our nation, our families, and our own tender psyche. In true UU Miami spirit, we hold space for truth-telling, collective healing, and the radical hope that emerges when community chooses vulnerability over pretense. Together, we'll release what we can, honor what has shaped us, and lean into the possibilities of 2026 as a year that we intentionally craft with compassion for ourselves and for one another. Pajama photos are encouraged. So please send us, your photos of pajamas, and we'll share them online. And remember, this is going to be a completely virtual service, so there will be no services here. Although I think we are working on opening up the Emerson room for those that want to come and hang out with us here in this space. So next is follow us online on social media at UUC Miami and connect with us. We're a pretty cool bunch, and if you want to learn more about all we do, just give us your email and we'll send you all the information via our newsletter. So I'm adding something new to the service, and this is a moment of connection. Here at UU Miami, we share this moment of connection, a time to honor the worth and dignity of everyone here. This is our UU Miami way of saying peace and long life. I invite you to greet those around you in whatever way feels right. You may offer a smile, a nod, or a Vulcan hello, or words like, I'm glad you're here, and peace to you. If you prefer to remain seated or in a quiet presence, that is welcome too. So please let us rise and connect with one another in this spirit of community. Peace be with you. All right, so all right, friends, so let's take our seats back. But wasn't that fun, getting to know each other a little better? Just being able to take a pause and just say hi to one another, say welcome. May these connections we make here carry into the world. Peace and long life. Selah. You may be seated. Thank you, George. And now we have a moment for all children, led by Carla today.
Thank you. Hi, good morning, all. So, all the little ones, anybody that wants to come up and join me, not so little ones, girls, come on. Story time. I guess I'll sit up here. Thanks. Come on up. Jack, do you want to come up? Did they go out? Oh, okay, that's fine. Okay. I know we have a little one coming on up too, so we'll give him a moment. He's getting used to this thing called walking. Hey, Bubba, come on. Oh. Yay, Bubby. Come on, Bubba. Do you want to come over? Okay. All right, everybody, here we go. Okay. All right, so this is a story about Hanukkah. Long ago, the Jewish people had a special place called the temple. It was where they gathered, sang songs, and remembered who they were. But a powerful group called the Seleucids took over the land. They changed the rules and made the temple feel sad and broken. Many Jewish families felt scared and heartbroken, like something important had been taken away. A small group called the Maccabees decided to help. They were not very big or very strong, but they cared deeply. They worked together to take back the temple and clean it up. When they went inside, they found a lamp that was meant to stay lit. But there was only a tiny bit of oil left, just enough for one day. Some people felt tired and sad, but someone said, let's light it anyway. So they did. And the light stayed on, and on, and on. The temple slowly felt warm again. The people felt hope again. And that is why Hanukkah is celebrated today. Sometimes we feel sad because something has been lost. Hope does not mean that sadness disappears. Hope means lighting a small light anyway. Hey, bud. Sharing kindness. Come on out. Staying together. Okay. Even a little light can help us begin again. And that is our story of Hanukkah. We caught some of that, right? The small light that wouldn't go out. And now we'll go ahead and sing the kiddos out.
May your lips bring truth into the world. May your heart know love and your hands do the work of justice as you go your way in peace. As you go your way in peace.
In this season that often speaks of joy, many among us carry grief, questions, or quiet aches that do not match the brightness around us. Blue Christmas invites us to honor these truths and make peace for the full range of our human experience. Our first reading, The Thing Is by Ellen Bass, speaks to the courage it takes to keep loving life even when it feels heavy or uncertain. It reminds us that grief and love often walk together, and that choosing life again and again, it's its own kind of miracle. Here is The Thing Is by Ellen Bass. To love life, to love it even when you have no stomach for it, and everything you've held dear crumbles like burnt paper in your hands, your throat filled with the silt of it. When grief sits with you, its tropical heat thickens the air, heavy as water, more fit for gills than lungs. When grief weights you down like your own flesh, only more of it, an obesity of grief, you think, how can a body withstand this? Then you hold life like a face between your palms, a plain face, no charming smile, no violet eyes, and you say, yes, I will take you. I will love you again. May these words stay with us as a gentle reminder that grief does not close the door to love. Even in the long night, we are held by the courage to begin again. Selah.
Thank you, Jairo. We will now share the joys and concerns in our hearts. As a community, we support you in both your grief and happiness. When you come forward, please state your name. Remember, this service is live streamed, so those online can also share in the chat. Come on over, Bob. I'm ready. I'm going to hold the microphone for you, okay?
Take all the help I can get. Good morning, I'm Bob Jacober, a long-term memory. I come here every Sunday for the love and warmth of our UU Miami Sunday tribal gatherings to enjoy the search for meanings in society in the year 2025, for me to determine my best possible participation in it and my best possible contribution to it when it is appropriate for me to do that. I like to spread joy. I enjoy hearing from people of all kinds of backgrounds, ages, and philosophies, so we can all find ways to enjoy being with each other, for each other, and contributing to each other with wisdom and empathy and love. I honor our great military services protecting us 24/7 in these dangerous times in the world. Without our military, we would all need to learn Russian or Chinese. We must not bully other nations because we're the biggest and the baddest. This is too dangerous. Speaking and acting from a position of strength and wisdom for worldwide peace is, for me, our best chance for us all to survive and prosper. Jesus said, "Find the truth and it will set you free." So they hung him on a cross and threw rocks at him. Let's not do this when someone tells us something that would make us uncomfortable. We may learn from that. By many people working together, the possibilities of building a cathedral can come true and be accomplished. It beats wars for me. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you, Bob. I think Bob is trying to create the United Federation of Planets here.
I am Carol Klopfer. I have two shares. One, on a personal note, I really appreciate that there's a blue acknowledgement of blue holidays here. And I think almost anyone feels that there's a blue side to any celebration. Okay, and my joy is, you're probably wondering what happened to Bonnie Petticord Mickus. She flew up to New Jersey to be with her family for a few weeks. She sent me this morning some photos of their neighborhood covered with snow. It's one of those old up east neighborhoods. It's very beautiful. And there's a Methodist church right down the street from her sister's home where they would have gone, but it's closed. And not just the weather, but most of the people in their congregation and the minister all have COVID or some weird flu. So anyway, she sends your greetings. And if you're watching, Bonnie, it's you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Judy Homer. I'm happy to report that Ray Baumel is coming along. For those of you who don't know, Ray has been a member before this church was built, when it was on the highway and then in a theater before that. He's 100 years old. He was getting his mail. He fell to the ground, didn't break a thing, but he's in rehab getting stronger and stronger. So I went to my computer this morning and I said, image of an old man running, and Ray, it looks just like him. Ray came up, And so I said, we hope you're up and running before too long. Please sign this after the service.
Thank you.
Hi, good morning. I am Sachi, and I pray for the peace to the students who were killed in Brown University and in Big Australia. I got the sad news, so thank you. I am a bit sad.
Yes, pray for peace.
Hello, I am Andy Arthur. I am mostly up here to let you know I am okay. I will not be here a lot in the coming weeks. As many of you know, I'm going to be having surgery in early January. I'm going to do recovery at my parents' house because they're retired and I'm an only child, so it'll be like, hi, we can take care of you. And like, I am into that. But I know a lot of you wanted to check in on me, and I will let you guys know when I am back. It'll probably be like late January. I'm also going up to my parents for Christmas, so this might be my last service for a while. It is not that I don't love you guys. It is that I need to rest up and get ready for what's going to happen to my body. But once it's over, it's going to be so great. But thank you all for all the checking in.
Well, Andy, we expect your pajama pictures then as you watch the service, okay? All right, just so we know you're around. Yeah, so send us the pajama pictures.
Hello, everybody. I can hear myself in my ear. Hello, I am Derek, the AV person. I have a concern from Mark Cassis. He says, please keep Terry Lohman in your thoughts and prayers as he struggles with his cancer care.
Thank you. We share these joys and sorrows expressed and those not expressed, but very much with us.
Our second reading invites us to remember that even in difficult seasons, goodness still breaks through. Hope does not erase struggle, yet it rises in small and surprising ways. Shenapak's poem reminds us that sometimes life leans toward mercy, justice, and renewal. Here is Sometimes by Shenapak. Sometimes things don't go, after all, from bad to worse. Some years muscadel faces down frost. Green thrives, the crops don't fail. Sometimes a man aims high and all goes well. A people sometimes will step back from war, elect an honest man, decide they care enough that they can leave some stranger poor. Some men become what they were born for. Sometimes our best intentions do not go amiss. Sometimes we do as we meant to. The sun will sometimes melt a field of sorrow that seemed hard frozen. May it happen to you. May these words remind us that possibility is always at work, even when we cannot see it. May we stay open to the moments where sorrow begins to thaw and hope takes root again. Selah.
So as I start my message today, I want to talk about a personal moment a few years ago that surprised me. It was one of those quiet, ordinary moments that you don't think too much about at the time, but it stays with you. It was a winter morning. The sun hadn't quite risen, and the house was still dark. I walked into the kitchen, made a coffee in silence, and I just stood at the kitchen window, just breathing. It wasn't intentional or meditative. It was simply what my body could manage at that morning. It was a breath in a very dim light, a breath in stillness, a breath because anything more felt like too much that morning. It was a hard year, one of those stretches of life where loss arrives not all at once, but in waves, where you find yourself carrying grief in ways that aren't always easy to name. Some mornings, the weight of it met me before I even opened my eyes. That morning in the kitchen, I felt it again, rising before the day began. But then something happened. As the sky shifted from black to indigo, then to the faintest gray, I watched the first thread of light appear at the edge of the horizon. It wasn't dramatic. There was no burst of color or sudden illumination. It was just a pale strip of light, so small, I might have missed it if I wasn't standing at the kitchen doing nothing and just breathing. And in that tiny shift of light, something inside of me softened enough to say, life is still moving, and I'm still here. That moment didn't fix anything. It didn't erase the grief I was feeling, but it reminded me that in the long seasons of darkness, whether it's external or internal, light returns, not in grand gestures, but in increments, so subtle they almost feel like secrets. That morning has stayed with me because grief, as I've come to understand it, operates very much like that winter light. It's quiet, it's slow, and it's steady in ways we hardly perceive. Most of us are taught not to listen to our grief. Many of us learn to manage it politely, quietly, to be strong, whatever that means, to reassure others, to move on. But grief has its own voice, its own texture, its own timing. I think about the moments in my life when grief tried to speak and how often I tried to silence it. I told myself I was fine. I kept moving. I filled my calendar. I tried to outrun the heaviness I was feeling. But grief does not like to be outrun. It much rather prefers the truth. And when grief finally gets a chance to speak, when we stop long enough to listen to it, it rarely tells us anything dramatic. It says things like, "This mattered. You changed here. Don't pretend this didn't shape you." Grief is not an enemy. It is evidence of our capacity to love, to care, to connect, and to hope. And grief wants to be acknowledged, not solved. This time of year gives us a natural metaphor for grief. The winter solstice next Sunday. It is the longest night, and it invites us to slow down. The earth pulls inward, the trees release their leaves, not so much in Miami, but you get the point. The animals retreat, but even the sun steps back. Nothing in nature forces a quick return to light. And yet, slowly, inevitably, light begins to grow again. And it's not all at once, it's not with fanfare, but it's in increments we can only notice if we're paying attention. Grief teaches us much in the same way. It asks us to honor the long night inside of us. It asks us to rest, to reflect, and to turn inward. It asks us to stop pretending that healing should be quick or cheerful. But it also reminds us that renewal is real. The return of light happens inside of us as well. Sometimes the first sign of healing is just the ability to take a deeper breath, or laugh unexpectedly, or make a small decision that felt impossible the week before, or the slightest flicker of hope you did not ask for. And none of this cancels the darkness, but it reminds us that darkness is not final. There is a moment many people experience when grief stops feeling like a storm and starts feeling more like a companion. A companion that's not necessarily welcome, it's not always comfortable, but it's familiar. Familiar in ways that can soften us. Grief begins to walk beside us instead of against us. And you find yourself learning things. You learn that grief shows you what mattered, that grief reveals your values more clearly than any self-help book ever could, that grief expands your empathy because once your heart has cracked open, it recognizes the cracks in other people too. And I have noticed this in myself. After certain losses, I started hearing the tremble in other people's voices differently. I recognized the ache in their stories, and I felt the weight behind their pauses. Grief had taught me to listen in a new way. It changed the shape of my heart. It did not break my heart, but it changed it. I know this might seem paradoxical, but I've come to believe something deeply, that grief, when we're able to acknowledge it and welcome it and accept it, it can become a creative force inside of us. It clears away what is false. It strips life down to what is essential. And it teaches us to love more honestly and to show up more fully. Grief does not ask us to forget what we've lost. It asks us to fold those losses into our own becoming. Just as winter prepares the soil for spring, grief prepares us for our own transformation. The solstice tells us a story we all need to hear. Do not fear the long night. The light is already on its way. Even when we cannot feel it, even when nothing in us feels bright, even when all we can manage is getting up in the morning and breathing in a dark kitchen. Grief is not a detour from life. It is part of the landscape of being human. It is the night that teaches us to recognize the dawn. So I go back to that morning in my kitchen, the stillness, the heaviness, and that thin, almost invisible strip of light creeping over the horizon. That morning did not change my life, but it changed that day. And sometimes a changed day is all we can ask for. So, for anyone carrying grief in this season, anyone for whom the holidays may feel complicated or heavy, this blessing is for you. May your grief speak to you with honesty. May it tell you what mattered. May it remind you that you are capable of deep love. May you feel held by community, by memory, by the strength inside of you. May you notice even the smallest signs of returning light, the ones that come softly, in breaths, in seconds, in unexpected moments of gentleness. And may you remember that just as the earth turns slowly toward dawn, you too are turning toward a new beginning. Not all at once, not dramatically, but faithfully, quietly, bravely. Light is returning, and so are you. So say we all. Amen. I invite us now into a moment of reflection. If it's comfortable for you, you can let your eyes close or soften your gaze. Allow our shoulders to relax, our hands to rest, and our breath to settle into its own rhythm. Let's take a slow breath in together and let it fall gently out. As we enter this brief stillness, allow yourself to notice whatever you are carrying today. It might be grief, it might be gratitude, it might be confusion or relief or exhaustion. You don't have to sort it out or judge it, just let it be here. If grief is present, give it a small nod of acknowledgement, not to invite it to take over, but to say to it, I see you. You belong in the story of my life. If love is present, love for someone here or someone gone, love for a moment you miss, love for the person you're becoming, let that love take a gentle place beside you as well. Now bring to mind the image of a horizon at dawn. The sky is still dark, but there is the faintest thread of light, just enough to say that morning is on its way, whether we feel ready for it or not. And let that line of light represent whatever hope exists in you today, even if it's small, even if it flickers, even if it feels uncertain. Hope does not need to be bright to be real. It only needs room. In this moment of quiet, feel the presence of this community around you, each person carrying their own mix of sorrow and joy. You are not alone in your journey. You are not alone in your becoming. And as we return to the room, may you carry with you whatever arose, a memory, a softening, a moment of clarity, or simply the reassurance that you are still here and that even the smallest light can guide the way forward. When you are ready, open your eyes and return to the present moment.
In this season of Advent, we remember that peace, joy, hope, and love are practices that we bring to life together. One way we embody them is through generosity. Your gift sustains UU Miami and help our values ripple into the wider world. If you're online, you can give using our QR code on your screen. In the sanctuary, you may place the offering in the basket or also use the QR code that is on your screen. Each week, we split the plate with a community partner. From October through December, we support Chainless Change South Florida, which empowers people returning from jails and prisons. Their work reflects our shared commitment to healing and liberation. Your contributions today are received with gratitude and used with love for this congregation and our community. As we gather the gifts offered today, remember that giving is an act of connection. Every contribution supports the work of compassion that lives throughout this community. Please rise as you're able and join me in our shared response. We give thanks for the gifts gathered here, for the hands that offer them, and for the hopes they represent. May these gifts strengthen the work of love in our world, feeding the hungry, healing the lonely, and sustaining this community of care. May what we share return to us as compassion, reminding us that generosity is how the Spirit moves among us. Together we give, together we serve, and together we build the world we long to see. May it be so. Selah. Please remain standing. And as we give thanks with generosity that sustains our shared life, we also affirm the deeper truth that lives within each of us. Giving and receiving are both expressions of our shared humanity. I would like to please join me now in this affirmation, spoken not as a creed, but as a commitment to one another and to the world we are shaping. Within each of us lives the capacity to grow, to heal, and to reach beyond fear, and to choose compassion in the face of uncertainty. We belong to one another as fellow travelers on this earth, as caretakers of each other and this shared home. May we take only what sustains and offer freely what we can. Let us be gentle with our missteps and offer grace to those who stumble too. In moments of struggle, may the love we share become our compass. Together, may we rise to meet the needs of this world, awakening our truest selves, becoming who we were meant to be. Let our courage be our path, our shared community our light, and love the strength that carries us forward. May it be so. Selah. Please remain standing as we now join our closing hymn, number 396, I Know This Rose Will Open, the words we projected on the screen.
I know this rose will open. I know my fear will burn away. I know my soul will unfurl its wings. I know this rose will open. I know this rose will open. I know my fear will burn away. I know my soul will unfurl its wings. I know this rose will open. Know this rose will open. I know my fear will burn away. I know my soul will unfurl its wings. I know this rose will open.
Please remain standing. As we extinguish our chalice, we remember that although the flame goes out, its light stays with us. May the peace, joy, hope, and love we kindle here guide us and shine through our lives beyond this space. As this chalice flame is extinguished, let us honor the truth that hope often lives quietly, a soft glow in the long night, not demanding to be bright, only asking to be tended. In this season, when grief walks beside many of us, may we carry the gentle assurance that hope and sorrow can coexist, that a single small light can be enough to see the next step. May we trust that slow work of becoming and hold space for ourselves and one another with compassion and depth. Please join me. Though this flame is extinguished, may we tender work of hope continue to guide our way. May it be so. Selah.
If you want to sit, you can sit. I'm saying goodbye. So, friends, as we leave this space, may we carry the quiet wisdom of the long night. May grief speak to us with honesty, never as an enemy, but as a companion that reminds us what mattered and what still matters now. May we notice the small, steady ways light returns, even when it arrives only as a thin thread on the horizon. And may courage rise in us with each new breath. Go with tenderness, go with hope, go knowing that the light is returning, and so are you. So say we all. Amen.
George, hi. What makes music? My name is Charles. Charles, nice to meet you. Can I help you to put the piano away? I helped Joseph do that. Sorry. Hello. Are you visiting or are you our new guy?
I'm just, Joseph took a day off, so I'm here, yep.
Nice. So listen, we do kind of a strange thing. This place is kind of busy here, so what we do is we store